certainly a city spinning groggily from tales of the dance and trance club weekend exploits of key Dutch players, is acutely aware that Highland flings and Scottish reels could turn this Venice of the North into a tartan party and a Dutch wake tonight. 12,000 Scottish fans here, some say. Why, that would be as many as at the home friendly with Austria in April. And they are in raucous, ebullient and confident mood. Absolutely wonderful, Terry Butcher.
Yeah, it's a fantastic sight. I came over today on the plane from Edinburgh. The plane was virtually full of Scottish supporters, very well behaved, all in their kilts, almost drunk the plane driver, not quite, but they're in full voice here today. They'll be delighted. There's some lovely kilts and sporrans and some lovely headgear and people without headgear as well, but that's where it's all going to be frantic and nervous in that tunnel. Now the players can't wait to get out. I spoke to James McFadden before the match on the pitch. He said the pitch is not really the best surface in the world, but this is one of the best arenas in the world, and it certainly is jumping tonight, as you say.
We'll go through the teams in a moment after the anthems, Terry. Just one slight surprise for me, that another one of the Motherwell players that you have helped bring up, Stephen Pearson, not even on the bench.
Yeah, I spoke to him as well, and I was worried that he was injured. They didn't feature on the bench, but Bertie Vogts has gone for a very attacking bench. 3 defenders, of course, plus a goalkeeper, and 3 attackers as well. And if you ever look at the bench for Holland, it's a very attacking bench as well, so both teams will go for it. I can't see this game being goalless tonight. There's definitely going to be goals.
Don't try adjusting your colour on your TV screens, by the way. The Dutch orange, yes, it really is that bright, almost fluorescent. The 2 flags of the competing nations. A manager under extreme pressure, Dick Advocaat. He says he will leave the job if Holland fail to qualify. The Scottish anthem will be the first we hear in the Amsterdam Arena. Holland have never been beaten here in a qualifying game. They lost here in Euro 2000 on penalties to Italy. Just wonder whether you'll hear the anthems, such as the noise in the stadium. Yes, indeed. Scotland, with a strange accompaniment from the band, I can tell you, but the Scots fans sung with gusto. Odds to make the Portugal finals have been slashed from 40-1 to 13-8. Only 27% of Dutch viewers in a TV poll this week were backing their side to win. Gavin Ray earns his 8th cap and the only change from Saturday, replacing Christian Daly. The West Ham defender here, though, in stark contrast to Jaap Stam, also suspended but already back in Italy. 6 of that side at 25 or under. Darren Fletcher and James McFadden epitomised the new feel-good factor about Bertie Vogts' side.
Yes, I think he's gone for a 4-4-2 system here. Gavin Ray is the one that just slots it alongside Barry Ferguson. He can always change it, of course. McFadden, number 10, going out to the right. McCann, 11, pushing on further down and leaving Dick off up front in a 4-3-3 system. I think he might just think about that because he knew that Dick Advocaat was going to play with the back 3 for Holland. So it's still a very solid looking Scottish side.
After the stories of week weekend player parting and heavy criticism of the Hampden Park performance. De Gabbecat was expected to wield the axe. 4 changes. Kluivert reportedly at the centre of the parting is dropped. So too Gio van Bronckhorst and Frank de Boer, who does have a thigh strain. Stam suspended. Baumer, Reitziger, Schneider and Van der Vaart come in. Van, the coming man of Dutch football at just 20, spotted playing in a caravan park where he was living with his parents until a couple of years ago.
Well, it's a very attacking side from Holland here with the back three. Frank de Boer not playing 107 caps, of course. There's the back three. Cocu sits in front, trying to sweep things up, but Davids gets forward. Schneider will get forward. Van der Vaart, of course, will get forward, and it's a big test for the Scottish defenders. Can they once again keep Van der Meijden, Overmars and Van Nistelrooy quiet tonight? They have to if they want to go through.
There's James McFadden. How highly do you rate him, Terry?
Oh, very, very highly. I've said before that he could go all the way. He's gone all the way tonight, of course. He's still got that horrible bit of hair. See that just behind his head there? I did threaten him if he did play badly for me, I would cut it off. But fortunately, he didn't play badly for me, and we sold him for 1.25 million. And he's playing in the same league as this man as well, Van Nistelrooy. I mean, he is a formidable force up front. Davids, of course, in that midfield, didn't have a particularly good game on Saturday, but you can sense in the Dutch players they're eager for this one to start.
Word of warning, Lubos Michel of Slovakia is the referee. He was terrible at last season's UEFA Cup final between Celtic and Porto. You'll remember Ruud van Nistelrooy given a vote of confidence, and in this side, along with Baumer, we've just seen, who's come in from PSV Eindhoven, and it is the Netherlands who kick this off and underway, kicking from left to right. Wonderful atmosphere. The stadium roof is open above us. A little bit of trickery by McFadden, stopped by another PSV player. Oh yeah, Scotland quick to pressurise. Was that a foul there? Schneider seemed to use his arm. Play on, says the referee. This is Van der Meijden. Inter Milan expressed some concern that he was playing 2 days after he fainted at that press conference. And the referee does give a free kick now for the challenge by Schneider. And an outstanding individual from the first leg moves away, Darren Fletcher. What poise and what a nice sort of arrogance about the way he set up the Scottish goal, Terry, on Saturday with that little back heel.
Yeah, he certainly did.
1,000 in the playoff when they won at Wembley, having lost, of course, so expensively at Hampden Park. There's Stephen Pressley, away towards Jackie McNamara, who stays at right back, and Fletcher. What poise he has for a young man, just 19 years of age. And the ball, I think, moved forward too quickly. Was it offside?
No, I think he was backing in there. I think the referee's assistant gave it for backing in from Paul Dickoff, but that was a debatable decision. And we had doubts about this referee, as you said before the game, and he's not started off very well. Neither has his assistant on the far side. But Scotland can't worry about that. They have to get their game going.
They're playing with Oyer from PSV as the central of the 3 defenders, with Baumer coming to the right-hand, with the Reitziger coming to the right-hand side on McFadden early on. And this is an injury here to Gary Naismith, a clash of heads with Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Naismith rose in the air. He had a knock on Saturday, recovered, and that's an early facial injury.
Yeah, you can see that. He doesn't get his arm up to protect him, and there's the view of his forehead. Luckily, no blood, no stitches there. Van Nistelrooy felt that as well, but as you can tell from the first challenges that are going in, we've only played just over 2 minutes. There's some meaty challenges, and both sides are really totally committed to try and get the first advantage if they can.
Interesting to see or hear what Ruud van Nistelrooy said about that first game. He said that they didn't match the passion showed by Bertie Boak's side.
Well, this crowd here, all decked in orange, apart from the Scottish section to our left-hand side, will demand it. De Gabbecat will demand the passion from his side. He's up there again and having a go at the referee, which he normally does. Naismith looks as though he's going to be all right to come back on. Just a clash of heads, luckily no blood.
So McCann with a throw-in, looking for McFadden. Blocked by Schneider, and he fouled his man. It's a free kick here. Oh, and there's a little bit of afters. Van Nistelrooy involved, Ferguson involved, all very hot stuff early on. And there's more here as well. And the assistant referee from Slovakia on very, very quickly. Rafael van der Vaart was involved there, but Ferguson and Van Nistelrooy were in the first contretemps. And Lubos Michel here, a tough task in the opening 3 minutes of the game. And a yellow card for both. It's Ferguson's second of the competition. Ferguson and Van der Vaart there, a little dig in the ribs perhaps. Nothing about it whatsoever, nothing wrong there either. But that's what started it all off. But it means that Ferguson's second yellow of the competition would rule him out of the opening game in Portugal should they qualify.
Well, it was just handbags at 10 paces, really, wasn't it? I mean, there was not much in that, and Mitchell's trying to stamp his influence on the game. The referee, Barry Ferguson, getting the yellow card there. But that's a sort of fiery start that both teams, certainly not so much didn't want, but both teams certainly fired up for this, and I think there's got to be a few more sensible heads to try and get a pattern going and try and get into this game and get each side's system working. But at the moment, it's a stop, start, stop, start.
Scotland look for Fletcher. Now comes Edwin van der Sar. And there was a problem there as well. The Dutch fans roaring any misdemeanour by Scotland. And the referee telling the Manchester United youngster to cut it out. Well, really, was there any need for the reaction from the goalkeeper?
No, that's two occasions really when Scotland have gone in and Holland possibly fired up with the fact that the manager and the crowd want them to do better in terms of physical contests and aggression. They're obviously going to be paying for every decision and every challenge that goes in, but Scotland just got to keep their heads, keep cool. They were definitely cool on Saturday and they won the match.
Early touch for Rob Douglas in the goal. And looking for McFadden, one in the air by Oya. That's Stephen Presley, a new lease of life at 30 as a Scottish international, really. And Bauma. Davids was pulled, and it's a free kick. And under pressure as well, like Davids. The free kick goes against Paul Dickoff because there was a school of thought here that the 30-year-old Juventus star would be drop for this game.
Well, there's quite a few Dutch players I think would have feared the drop after Saturday's defeat and Saturday's display, but there's only 4 gone out the side, and the whole nation, the whole Dutch nation, once they're not here tonight, will be obviously keen for their players to produce something in terms of passion, in terms of goals, in terms of commitment tonight. But it's a bit of a feisty start. 6.5 minutes nearly gone of the match, and no chances yet, no shots, no crosses. There's plenty of activity from the referee.
Bauma. On by Van Nistelrooy. Wilkie was there. Ferguson was fouled.
I think, Jonathan, we've seen more aggression in this first 6.5 minutes than we saw in the whole 90 minutes on Saturday at Hampden from the Dutch side.
Those are nuts for Dickoff. Adevar beaten in the air by Ferguson. McCann, leave it away though. By Wesley Sneijder. Presley the foul on Van Nistelrooy. That's had a bit of a groin problem. Stephen Presley, who's started 13 of the last 14 Scottish internationals. Made his debut for his country belatedly. He was 26. Van der Meijden, concern here in Amsterdam whether he'd play tonight. McCann, ooh, dangerous. Presley gave the goalkeeper an angle to stuff it away, but that was ragged Scotland, and Neil McCann put his team under unnecessary pressure. Koku from Barcelona, and Holland with the throw. Scotland need to hold them at bay for the first half hour. Wilkie away. Standing performance by the 23-year-old Dundee player at the weekend after his well-publicised jitters last season.
Yeah, he's far more solid and far more reliable. That was a great clearance as well, about a 40-yard, 30-40-yard header out of the box, and Scotland will be quite pleased so far. Just 8.5 minutes gone, and they have restricted Holland to a little bit of tempestuous stuff, but nothing else so far.
For Van der Meijden. McCann, pressurised by Sneijder. Koku, the captain. And Oyer, the 29-year-old Amsterdam-born defender. Very solid in recent seasons for PSV. Van der Sar's wrong foot got it away. Van der Vaart. Davids. Cumbersome challenge by Presley. Be a yellow card offence that. Now the referee is giving himself nowhere to go for the remaining 80 minutes or so here.
Well, I think this one was a mistimed tackle. Coming in a little bit late was Stephen Preza. No complaints about that one, and luckily Edgar Davids wasn't badly hurt, but it's one of those ones where you feel, well, I've got to go for it. You're not quite ready for it. You're not quite in the distance, and it's a yellow card.
Fourth in the competition for him. Another man who'll sit out action in Portugal. Should they qualify, it'll be a tremendous success for Scotland if they get there. And win, lose or draw tonight, Terry, the difference in Scotland of late 2003 is marked from the turn of the year. Come on that in a moment. Van der Meijden away. Danger for Scotland. Van Nistelrooy was in there, and so too Van der Vaart. Real chance for the home side.
Well, the first real chance of the match. It was great play by Van der Meijden down the right-hand side. Dinked the ball round Naismith. They made a good run. Here's that dink round him. Here he goes now. He's off. No one's going to catch him, and it's all about the final ball into the box. Can he pick somebody out? He does. Here comes Van der Vaart. And I'll tell you what, he should have hit the target on that one. I think he actually took it off Ruud van Nistelrooy's head there. This was a great run down the right-hand side. It's all about delivery. It's all about picking a player out. I think he almost picks two players out here, and here it comes. And it's over. Luckily for Scotland, the first real chance of the match after 10.5 minutes goes begging.
Has suffered a little bit of rustiness domestically because he was banned here. But at international level, he's been glowing this season. 3 in 4 internationals he has scored. McNamara, full head on by Fletcher. And now Baumer. Edgar Davids. Schneider. Baku looks to free. Overmars. Covered by McNamara. This is Schneider. Beyond Ferguson and dangerous. Van der Vaart. In goes Wilkie with a challenge. The shot by Schneider was blocked by Presley. The atmosphere is immense. The pressure is withering. Can Scotland hold on? That was offside, surely Overmars, yes. Bit of a cheap one to give away, Holland there. Terry getting caught by that.
Yeah, they should have kept the pressure on, really. It was a fantastic move as well. Van der Vaart just tricking himself into the box. Here was Schneider went in there. Barry Ferguson bought the dummy. Good ball inside, good touch. Great tackle from Wilkie there, bang. Another great tackle from Presley, bang as well. Two good centre-halves playing well together, throwing themselves at the shots going in. Van der Vaart should have done better, so should, I think it was Overmars coming in there, but good play by the Scottish centre-halves, good blocking.
This is Van der Meijden. Plays his football in Italy, of course. Van Nistelrooy gets the shot away. Good positioning by Rab Douglas in his 16th game for his country.
It's a good play from Van Nistelrooy. Works an opening there, but Rab Douglas will be pleased with that one. Tries to get his hands on the ball, make a good save. But they've got to be careful, Scotland. They're not coming up as much, and they're not squeezing the space, and so therefore balls are going into Van Nistelrooy's feet, into Van der Vaart's feet, and Scotland giving the ball away very, very cheaply at the moment.
Baku. Schneider. Oh yeah, digs the ball out to Overmars. They say he can't play 2 games in a week these days, but he's out there and he's won the free kick. Thought he had a penalty at the weekend for a challenge by Jackie McNamara that wasn't given. This is Schneider.
Towards him, and I'll tell you what, that's a great shot and a great finish. I think Rab Douglas just about gets a touch on it. Here's a bit of skill. Round McCann he goes. Now he's driving at the heart of that Scottish defence. No defender comes out. He thinks, I'll have a go. He certainly does. It's in the back of the net, and there's a few people on the Dutch bench thinking, I wish I'd have done that on Saturday. He couldn't have been in this bother, but as it is, is Schneider. Great team selection from Dick Applegarth, you have to say. He backed his judgment, had to make changes, rung the changes. Schneider comes in. His changes now are well justified. 1-1, game on.
Part of the old guard. Axe, the likes of Van Bronckhorst and Kluivert and de Boer. In come the young pups. Schneider just 19. Point to prove. 1-0. Baumer and Davids. Koku, ball out wide to Van der Meijden would have been blocked, so they have to go a more circuitous route. Oh yeah, once again, for all the stories of Dutch discontent in the dressing room, and we've heard them all before, they have lost just 2 games in 18 under Dick Advocaat. It has to be remembered. Against a very, very good Czech Republic side away, and against Scotland at the weekend. Our first goal in 4 internationals against Scotland. Schneider the scorer. Koku finding too much space to playmaker the heart of midfield, and Overmars to run Jackie McNamara on the inside. Looks for Van der Vaart. Schneider deflected off Presley. Douglas keeps it in.
I think you have to say that it was coming, really. The shot and the goal after 13 minutes. There's 3 attempts on goal just before that. Holland beginning to turn the screw a little bit on Scotland. Scotland couldn't get out, couldn't keep the ball very well at all, and they didn't want to concede after probably looking about 20 minutes to try not to concede, but they've only lasted 13 minutes, and that goal certainly has lifted the Dutch. They're full of confidence now. They're knocking the ball around. As the Scots' heads are down a little bit, they've got to pick themselves up and keep going, because they still score the goal. The tie very much is swinging their way.
Holland playing very much like a team ranked by FIFA 5th in the world. Scotland 58th. Ayer once again. To World Cup 98, didn't play. He wasn't picked for Euro 2000. It's a late challenge by Dickoff, and it's another yellow card. Didn't like the reaction.
Yeah, I think it's one of the ones where he's looking to play it long here. Not so much he's gone in to really do him there, but I think he's gone to block the actual pass. Because the Dutch player Baumer follows through with the actual pass, there is contact. There's definitely contact there, but they've just got to be careful now. The Scots, they don't want to lose their heads and lose their discipline. They must keep their discipline. They must keep their shape. They must get through the next 10 minutes without conceding.
13 of the Dutch squad were in Euro 2000. That young man wasn't. Could he be in Euro 2004? Nistelrooy chases Wilkie. He was clipped, and it's a free kick to Scotland just inside their bench. Good decision. Let's go down pitch side. Andy Walker, you have some tactical news for us.
Yeah, the one change Scotland have made, Jonathan, is that Fletcher has moved in one. He's swapped positions with Gavin Ray, so it's Gavin Ray now wide right over 4.
Dick Advocaat, I wonder if he'll react to that. Davids is the man with Ray, top of the picture there, and Fletcher in on Koku. What do you make of it, Terry?
Well, it enables Gavin Ray to run Edgar Davids on that left-hand side. Davids has gone out to the left, of course, and Ray's out there. He's just about to receive a pass now. That's the run, that's the ball that Scotland won.
Ferguson looking for Ray. Davids got back at him. Ray's gone beyond him. Chance, McFadden was drawing off his defender into space, but couldn't be found. McNamara, onside Ray, 2 in the middle. One of them is McFadden. Nearly came to him again. Davids squirms the clearance out. Dickoff blocked. Good block by the captain, Koku. Better pressure from Scotland. 1-0 down on the night. The tie level at 1-1. Dickoff the touch. Reitziger with the throw-in. So experienced, the 30-year-old. Played in the playoff for Euro 96 against the Irish, with another 5 members of this squad. They've been around for a long, long time, the golden age of Dutch football, but then we've heard that about previous eras. Largely remained unfulfilled. Why do you think that is, Terry? That, you know, they have had so many problems in the past. Is it because they've had too many leaders in the dressing room?
Probably because they've had too many good players as well. It's a case of juggling the squad, finding the right team out of the squad and making sure that team wins. But there's going to be a few egos that are going to be upset, a few players that are not going to be happy because they're not playing, and then there's favouritism coming in, and then there's all kinds of arguments, etc., etc. But you know, it's all about, at the end of the day, getting a squad together that's going to play well, that's going to be happy together. And it's what we have with England, like with England and Scotland and the British Isles team, it's a case of, well, you know, if you are picked in the team, well done, and you support the other players if you're not picked in the team. So obviously Dutch football, they don't seem to have that, but they've certainly got a harmonious team tonight because they won them up on the night, 1-1 on aggregate.
Davids, who has created political problems in the past in the Dutch camp, they've had many of them. This is Ferguson. McNamara, Ray again has gone goal side. That came the challenge though on him by Baumer. And that is certainly a route that promises much for Scotland.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've certainly turned things around in terms of applying the pressure back onto Holland now, and it's because of Gavin Ray's move out to the right-hand side. There's Big Wilkie, there's number 4, Presley going into the box now. Scotland have got a good height here, and McFadden certainly does take a good corner, as we saw on Saturday.
Ray in at the near post, Presley in there as well. Wilkie to time his run to the far post. McCann was in there as well, but I think that's a kick-off foul, the goalkeeper. And the Dutch bench looks on, satisfied at the moment. Oh, not Dick Advocaat, the man next to him. Some of you may remember him, Wim van Hanegem, World Cup finalist. Another man who created a political upset of a sort. Wouldn't go to the 78 World Cup finals because he wasn't convinced he would gain a place. Ruud Gullit had a bust-up with Dick Advocaat, of course, going to USA in '94. And so the political ramifications have rumbled through the Dutch game over the generations. We're leading here 1-0. Players like Van Nistelrooy have such potency. Dickov. And still. Ray, Overmars backtracking. Came off Ray. Mentioned 4 or 5 minutes ago, Terry, to break off that thought because of a Dutch attack. There is, though, a feel-good factor about Scottish football that has emerged over the last 6 or 7 months, whatever happens tonight.
Yeah, but a lot of people would decry Scottish football, saying it's got no future and no chance, but it certainly has. People like this on the ball, McFadden on the ball, McFadden in particular, but younger players, Fletcher, Wilkie, all these sort of players, it's good for Scottish football.
McFadden, beaten by, oh yeah, just bobbled uncomfortably for Van der Sar. Ferguson will take the throw, now getting used to the pace of Premiership football with Blackburn. Whether he's about to move into a new house with his partner Margaret and the kids in the next few weeks to help settle things down. It's a good turn by McCann. It's 2-0 Van der Sar. Nistelrooy looking for Overmars.
There's certainly a threat about Tolan when they attack, and Overmars, who's been a little bit quiet so far, first 20-odd minutes. Big Advocaat will be wanting to get him back into the game. Of course, Overmars on the left-hand side, Van der Meijden has had one good run on the right-hand side, but Overmars is still a big threat, and Holland, when they do go forward, they are a very good attacking force.
Presley. Deflecting it off Overmars. McFadden again. Oh, that's a good run in the end. He's won the free kick. It was Baumer just had a little tug on his shirt.
Holland seem to have gone asleep, didn't they, since they've scored the goal. The confidence has flooded through the team, and they must feel, well, we're back on level terms now. And we'll just set back a little bit. And Scotland have got a lot of confidence since Holland have scored the goal. They've had a good breaks, some good breaks down the right-hand side. Good free kick now. Dickoff's in there, not particularly the biggest of players, but seems to get his head on free kicks. Scotland 5 players in that box now.
Wilkie's in there and Presley. Same with Wilkie's. Ooh, went with a very tight angle. Should he have tried to square the header, because Stephen Presley, his centre-back teammate, was in the 6-yard area.
Yeah, and he gets away from Koku here, who's the one who's marking him. Should have punched it back across. Presley's there, has got a tap in, or it could be an own goal, but it was a poor header from Lee Wilkie. Got himself free. That's when he's got to angle his neck and stretch his neck to head that ball back across the face. But Holland are pretty weak. They were pretty weak there on marking Wilkie, so there's hope for Scotland.
Scotland against Iceland in this qualification campaign. Forced to pin the famous straw at home to Germany, 1-1. Any minute scoring on that day, and amongst the Scottish substitutes today. Now Koku. He's a good player over the years. League champion in Holland and in Spain. Schneider. Overmars in space to run at McNamara, 3 in the middle. This is Davids, this is dangerous. That's Wilkie away. Koku again to Overmars. Oh yeah, so much for Holland is going through Koku, the man in the centre circle there. Van der Meijden's flick. Wilkie blocks. Football on the deck for a tall man. Fletcher looks for the one over the top to Dickoff. Baumer back.
That's good covering from Baumer then. He was one-on-one versus Dickoff. Scotland looking for a quick break, and it's Frank de Boer wondering if I wonder if he'd have got back on Dickoff there, because Dickoff was very, very quick and gave him a hard time on Saturday. There'll be a few anxious people on their bench looking over, and as far as they're concerned, Holland will need a second goal.
Away, Presley out. Davids. To throw into Scotland. Interesting, you know, at the moment the Rio Ferdinand drug test story is in so many newspapers and on the telly and the radio. Davids and de Boer have both failed tests in the past, so too has Yakstad. 3 currently playing at international level. Screen by Oya. Wiley, I was going to say veteran defender, he's still in his 20s. I think he's been around a long, long time with PSV, and before that Roda and Volendam. Are not really comfortable with his kicking tonight. Rhythmic applause builds up once again in the arena. Wonderful stadium. Overmars, Schneider again in space, the goal scorer suits Van Nistelrooy. Flag stays down. McNamara on his shoulder, turns away from him. Oh, pinged it in. Can Douglas get it a second time? He can. And was fouled.
It's clever play by Van Nistelrooy, right on the touchline, really. He got the ball there just onside, as we saw. Good decision from the assistant referee. Just turns the play here. I think it's McNamara, shoots. Good save by Douglas. The ball goes up in the air, and you watch Van Nistelrooy here. Well, watch this bit of skill here as he comes along the byline. Shoots up in the air now. Van Nistelrooy just comes in and fouls the goalkeeper. One thought in his mind was to foul Rob Douglas.
There he is, Manchester top scorer, and a good ball away. He can shoulder to shoulder with Van der Meijden. Where do you stand on The Van Nistelrooy debate for Dutch football. Would you start him? Would you start Kluivert? Perhaps not after the weekend. Or some Dutch supporters today were telling me they'd have preferred Roy Mackay in the starting lineup.
Well, you've got Mackay and Hasselbank's probably not here, but you've got Hasselbank as well. I mean, you've got a whole ream of quality Dutch strikers. It's about finding the right blend for the team. I think Van Nistelrooy is a very good team player. Kluivert's very much an individual, as we heard in his comments as well afterwards. But I think ask me after the game and we'll see how this one goes with just Van Nistelrooy playing.
Back by Naismith, given away by Fletcher. Schneider was having a good game. Saw Van der Meyde. It was blocked actually by Van Nistelrooy. That's a smashing ball. How about that? Team player, Terry said, and bringing in Mark Overmars. Cross deflected. Out by Fletcher. Now Davids. Just about everything there is to win at club level. McNamara. Good contest. Free kick to Scotland. Oh no! Given against Dickoff.
Yeah, it's the same assistant referee who gave a foul against him about 29 minutes ago. So I don't think Paul Dickoff is his favourite player.
Still quizzing the official as to why the decision was given against him. Reisinger. Wilkie for Scotland. Overmars. Again, perhaps too much space as he runs against McNamara. Reject him. If you were Jackie McNamara, how would you be playing Overmars, Terry?
Well, I'll be trying to get near him if I possibly could, but not allowing him to run at people like he does on this occasion. Good pace, just dives in, does Jackie, and then I think they call that in UEFA or FIFA circles a technical foul or tactical foul, but certainly giving Holland a dangerous free kick wide on the left-hand side.
Oh yeah, has gone forward from the back. 6'3" defender Van der Vaart in there as well. Oh yeah!
Showing much emotion as they go for car, but inside I think he'd be quite happy with the way that Holland have gone about their work tonight. Oya taking the congratulations. It was a wonderful free kick drilled in here. Scotland possibly going too far back on top of Rob Douglas. Rob Douglas deciding to come out. Lovely ball in by Schneider. Great touch there, not marked, not picked up. Scotland defence going back, but they're almost on the goal line. And here's the deftest of touches in the back of the net. That's given them a lot of confidence, given Holland a lot of confidence there. Oya, there's the happy man. Delighted with that, and they'll be delighted to score at this stage. I felt was possibly Scotland's best spell in the match. They had the game, really, the game was died a little bit of a death. Holland hadn't really had much of a goal-scoring threat in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Scotland were playing some good football, and all of a sudden, one free kick given away, one great delivery, a flick header, and it's 2-0.
Scored every season of his professional career, Andre Oya, and that's a good record for a man who normally plays a right fullback or centre-back, as he is tonight, of a 3-man defence. Overmars put in possession. Dickoff. Black support there. 3 orange shirts around him, not a white. Edwin van der Sar, known as kept goal for Holland more times than he. Hans van Breukelen was the previous record holder. He's here actually tonight working with Dutch TV. Oh yeah. McNamara from Presley. There's no rhythm about Scotland at the moment. Not out of this tie yet though. Do count double in 90 minutes. But should it go to extra time, that would not be a possibility. In fact, it can't go to extra time now.
clash there with Overmars, but it was a wonderful free kick from Schneider that delivered the ball. Really, all Oyer had to do was get his head to the ball, and Scotland have got to make sure they don't concede another one before half-time, because the Dutch are rampant.
Playing some lovely stuff. Reisiger and the bar juggling. Schneider! Oh, goodness me, that had power. That was a whiplash effort once again by the Utrecht-born teenager.
Yeah, really just lays it off here, Van der Vaart, and Schneider. Well, that wasn't far away. It's all about a foot away at Brad Douglas's post. It was a wonderful strike as well. We saw a wonderful strike from Van der Vaart on Saturday. This was a good one as well, but like Van der Vaart's strike on Saturday, it went past the post.
For the U-team ranks here, from the Science Academy by former internationals Danny Blind and John Batschke. I remember them. And Nistelrooy rolling in off Wilkie. What a good ball. Barry Ferguson back to block. Fallon's touch goes to Schneider, who seems to be everywhere at the moment. Davids, Baumer. Dickoff sets off in pursuit. Overmars holding it off against McNamara. They look worried. There's Clive at the man at the centre of the storm. And a free kick for the Dutch. Given away by Ray. And it was from here where they delivered the ball for the second goal.
Yeah, Scotland got to get up. You see Gavin Ray there, and there's the foul there, just on the edge of the box, and just can't play advantage of Van der Vaart. But this is the position where Schneider delivered that wonderful free kick, and you saw Gavin Ray just before the free kick was taken, just trying to keep his team up. They've got to keep out of that box as far as they possibly can. But Ruud van Nistelrooy is the one. He drifts back in like he does in the Premiership in an offside position, and just gets onside in the last minute, dragging the defenders back.
Oil's in there again to the far post. Van Nistelrooy! He gets his goal!
Two set pieces, there's the man who's happy with that ball in the back of the net. Two set pieces, they're not marked. This is uncharacteristic of Scottish defenders. Look, all the time in the world, gets a glance. Right, Douglas is already going down. They've not picked him up. Because he comes back from the offside position to go back into anywhere he can in that defence. He's unmarked, he's not picked up, he's onside, he scored. It's in the back of the net. Slack marking it. I mean, Lee Rookie's shaking his head. Stephen Presley should be shaking his head as well. The Scottish defenders, they can't mark players, they've got to mark zones. They've got to clear the lines. 2 free headers, 2 free kicks, 2 goals.
12 in 29 internationals for his country, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Justifying Dick Advocaat's loyalty with him. And the Dutch manager, so heavily criticised here over the last 48 hours, is coming up smelling of roses tonight, that's for certain.
Disgruntled voices there amongst the Scottish supporters, the happy ones amongst the Dutch supporters, of course, but it's not over yet. There's still a lot of football to be played, and Scotland can score 2 goals, and I'm saying if they can score 2 goals and have 2 opportunities, it's a different ballgame.
Van Nistelrooy. Fletcher brings it away. Was fouled, was he, by Van der Meijden? Yes, he was. Holland's biggest win against Scotland, 3-0, came in 1966 before tonight.
What Bertie trying to say is to try and get out to half-time at 3-0, but they've got to keep the discipline because there's already 3 players on yellow cards for Scotland. Presley, Ferguson and Dickoff. They don't want any more, particularly this man McFadden on the ball. They've got a free kick here now. They've got to keep the discipline, they've got to see it out now, because another goal would be curtains for Scotland. They're not out of it yet. Because you know what the Dutch can do, they can self-destruct if they feel like it now. Scotland have a free kick from a similar position from which Holland have scored 2 goals.
Fletcher will take it. good save.
It was a good save, and it was Koku that was trying to mark Lee Wilkie. Here comes the header. It's a good header. It's a good save as well, because that was an awkward position right inside the post. Van der Sar, because he's so big, able to stretch across and get his hands to it. That was better from Scotland.
Dickoff's in on the goalkeeper. The referee's going to stop this because there's a lot of pushing. Baumann and Dickoff. He's a pest of a player in an opposition penalty area. Nags away at defenders. Rays at the near post. Presley in there as well. Aimed at him for the flick on. Fletcher will jump with Van Nistelrooy, his club mate. Schneider nearly away. Ferguson back in the mix. David's out. Offside flag raised.
Scotland. It's amazing really how good Scotland are at free kicks and corners. They've had two headers now from Wilkie. One should have been on target, one wasn't on target, but they've been dangerous in the air when it comes to set pieces forward. Set pieces against that have been the undoing of Scotland, with two free kicks, identical free kicks, and resulted in 2 goals. And you can't afford to give away chances like that. You can't afford to give away easy goals like that.
Presley. David's got back at him, and he's won it well. Van der Meijden, Overmars to his left, Van der Vaart on the penalty spot, Van Nistelrooy behind him. They're blocked by McNamara. Four minutes to go before the half-time interval. Van Nistelrooy awaits the delivery from Koku. Advocat and Van Hanningham there. Still unhappy at 3-0 up.
Will he ever smile, do you think?
Certainly not at the Scottish media if the events of the week are anything to go by. He's been most truculent in his attitude, they tell me. Can nipped in. Wasn't strong in the second challenge. Koku was. Overmars. Van der Vaart wants it played back to him. Here he is, Rafael Van der Vaart. Good block by Presley. McNamara away. Fletcher looks for Dickoff. Again, no support up there with Paul Dickoff. Allowing a lone furrow. Baumann, Holland on top. Away, on by Van der Meijden. Who got the second of the goals with a header after a low try by Schneider for one, and Van Nistelrooy with another free header for 3, and here he is, and he's certainly had his ankles taken. And Gary Naismith, the 4th Scottish player to be booked tonight.
Yeah, it's all about discipline really, and it's I think he felt he was fouled, or felt he had a high challenge from Van der Meijden. The ball going to Van Nistelrooy, and Naismith coming back and making sure that Van Nistelrooy went down and receiving a yellow card. 4 yellow cards for Scotland. They must keep their discipline, they must keep their heads, and Bertie Boats has got on I would say harsh things to say, but he's got to encourage his team at half-time, because whilst it's 3-0 and they have to get these 2 goals back if they possibly can, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, because Holland do look wonderful at set pieces. And then again, so does Scotland as well.
Just over the half of football to play, though. It's once again Scotland ending the game with 11 players. Given away by Wilkie with a deflected square ball. Overmars didn't make the most of it. Ferguson back to his goalkeeper. Surprise rain, Andy Van der Meijden. Dropped in the press conference. Some say it was due to the harsh TV lighting in there. Others say a lack of salt in his system. Some say low blood pressure. Not the first time it's happened. Ferguson. Gray. Oh yeah, on his case. I thought Reisiger turned into his man there. Free kick given against Scotland, almost inevitably. There's nothing is going their way at the moment.
No, they're just pumping on more forward with him, and they are chasing the play. They are trying to press the situation, but Holland at the moment are rampant and confident. Here's Davids, plays the ball out wide, a little swivel there, and that's the confidence and the arrogance now because of the 3-goal lead in this match and 2 goals in the lead overall. But it's approaching half-time now, and Bertie Boats has got to say a few words. I thought he'd be happier.
Wonderful. Got all manner of costumes here, orange lion heads. Over Mars. Presley was fouled. Not a smile there at all, and yeah, you can see obviously they're very happy in terms of being 3-0 up, but they still know that this game is not over yet. If anything, I would imagine the Gabakar will be saying at half-time they need a 4th goal. Get a 4th goal, 3 goals in front, and then I think it will be far more comfortable. But Scotland have shown that they have 1 or 2 glimmers of hope. Scotland haven't played anywhere near that they can, or did on Saturday, of course. We knew that was going to be a possibility because Holland would have to come back. But still a lot left for Scotland to play for. There's still a lot left for me in terms of quality players that they have. Referee playing the advantage because Canada was certainly fouled. Came to nothing. Through to Edwin van der Sar. Had that been rugby union, of course, no advantage had been gained. Ultimately, therefore, he'd been brought back to the place of the offence and a free kick given. All in football. Football could learn a few things, though, from the current Rugby Union World Cup. Attitude to referees, for one, Terry, on the field of play. Seems to be utmost respect for the referees in the Liverpool game.
How can you ask me about respect to referees?
That's why I'm asking you.
I don't really want to comment about that because I'm employed by Motherwell Football Club, so I've got to be very careful what I say. But there should be respect given to referees and by the players. And really the players should be concentrating on their game far and not really having a go at linesmen or assistant referees and referees as well. But it's easy for me to say.
Up by McNamara. Half-time whistle blows. Scotland came into the game with such high hopes. Schneider with the first on 13 minutes. Oyer on 32 with a header, his first for his country. Van Nistelrooy made it 3. 4 minutes later, Scotland hopes not yet extinguished, but they've got a mountain to climb. While Scotland have reacted, they have brought on 2 second-half substitutes. Steve Crawford, the Dunfermline striker, has come on for Paul Dickoff, and joining him out there as well, Maurice Ross has replaced Gary Naismith, who did pick up a head knock in the first half and had a fitness test before today after picking up a knock at Hampden at the weekend. Frank de Boer had a thigh strain from that match. He has come on for the Netherlands, and Andre Oyer, I think, is the man who's gone off. Yes, it is, that's confirmed. The man who scored their second goal. De Boer earning a Dutch record 108 cap tonight. Well, it is a mountain to climb in the lowlands for Scotland. Can they do it? Oyer went off with a shoulder injury, we're told. Terry, well, looking at it, the way they've lined up at the start of the second half, whether they go to a flat back 4, because certainly as a 3, Scotland were getting some joy down the widths.
Yeah, they've gone with McFadden on the left-hand side, and Neil McCann has been pushed up through the middle with Crawford as well. So they've virtually gone like a 4-3-3 with Ross coming to right back and Jackie McNamara going over to left back. So it's a big test for them, but they've got good pace up front now, good skill as well, and they've got to have a go. It's as simple as that.
Loses possession. This is Davids. Oh, he went down very, very early, very easily. There has to be a yellow card. If the referee deems he's dived, but surely he must, and he did. He cheated. It should be a yellow card. He was diving before the tackle came in. That is a yellow card.
Well, it's not for the first time that Edgar Davids has cheated. There we are. Like, he almost actually dives onto the legs. I think it was Stephen Presley that's coming in, or Big Lee Wilkie that's coming in. That's a definite dive. Well spotted by the referee, and a yellow card.
He was crumpling before the challenge came in. Come the Mela. But it would have been the final nail in Scotland's coffin had they scored from that attack, surely. the ball. He's had an uncomfortable season in Turkish football with Galatasaray. As the pace gone from the 33-year-old legs. Heads it away. Ray. Out by Koku. Van Nistelrooy. Van der Meijden joining him. Chose to shoot instead. And stayed off amongst the Dutch substitutes. That obstruction on Fletcher, the Scottish thought so. Abacard's got such a strong bench to pick from. Roy Mackay is there, top scorer in Spain last season. I mean, when you look at this scoreline, I think we have to put it into some sort of perspective. There are 7 Champions League winners in the Dutch squad, 12 winners of major European titles. Talking English, Italian, Spanish leagues, that sort of thing. Top scorers in Premiership last season, top scorers in La Liga last season. Very strong against the Scottish boys. Just brought on Steve Crawford, we've seen there for his 17th cap. We have gone to a 4 in the second half. Holland at the back, Baum at left back, Reissiger at right, Koku and De Boer in the middle. What a versatile player Koku is.
It certainly is. They've had to go to a back 4 because Scotland have really pushed 3 players on and got a tight 3 in the middle of the park, or McFadden on the left-hand side. So they've had to they've had to go more positive, had to get people further forward, which they've done. And it's about getting the service to the front men now. They have to get the service up there with quality, and they have to make sure that the front men keep the ball, and then they can get forward. But it's not over yet, and I'm sure that Scotland and Bertie Boats will want their players to keep going forward and forward. And the Dutch bench there, they'll be anxious, they'll be keen to get that 4th goal if they possibly can.
By Ross, all the way through. Disappointing for the 22-year-old Rangers defender. 10 of the Scottish squad, aged 25 or under. There's promise of progression there. Ferguson blocked. Free kick to Scotland. Ferguson hasn't really been able to bite in midfield and get close to opponents because of the booking he picked up very early on in the game. So a bit of a shilly-shallying incident with Rits van Nistelrooy. Nice left back from the Meijden, caught up behind him. Strong tackle on Fletcher by Davids. 1-2 play, Van Nistelrooy in here for Holland! Costly back! Couldn't make contact! Couldn't stop the block! Couldn't stop the rot! Holland head for Portugal! Scotland go home empty-handed.
There's really a goal card out of nothing here for Holland. It was a mistake in the middle of the park that led to Holland coming away with the ball. Eventually the ball squirming through to Van Nistelrooy. It wasn't the best of build-ups. Here comes the ball in here. It's a good layoff here. Here he comes in now, just chip over the goalkeeper's head. He's going to try and get there, can't get there. Presley can't get there either. An awkward bounce on the line. The pitch is very firm. And here's that pass through. And here's the lob. Here it goes. Red Douglas, no chance. Nice bounce on the line, in the back of the net. And that's the 4th goal they all wanted. That's the 4th goal, really, as you say, Jonathan, that will take them towards Portugal. It's going to take nothing short of a miracle now for Scotland to get back into it. He's a happy man. Big Abacard now must smile, I'm sure. They've fallen up.
Ross with a throw-in for Scotland. Right from the word go, Holland ripped into the game, Terry. They wanted to show this 51,000 crowd. They were not passionless. They did have passion. for the colour orange.
Yeah, I did think at the time they're possibly thinking about, well, we may have awoken a sleeping giant here because of the way that Scotland went about their job. It's not nice to lose that way, of course, when you're outfought and outthought as well. But they've definitely taken the game by the scruff of the neck in the first half, and it's great for that man there, Van Nistelrooy. He's thinking higher powers, of course, for that goal. His Manchester United colleague, Aaron Fletcher, I'm sure he'll be having a few words to say to him when they return to the training grounds of Manchester United. But they certainly must admire the Dutch in the way that they play their football. But Scotland is still a threat. They still will keep going forward. They have to. Bertie Boat will demand it, and they've got a corner now.
Lee Wilkie's in the middle. Dangerous player to have in there at 6'4". Aggressive goalkeeping by Van der Sar. Overmars. Can he take advantage of the slip by Ross? Van Nistelrooy, 48 goals he scored for club and country this year. Van der Vaart. Very nearly 5. Scotland here could be on the end of a real hammering, already their worst scoreline against the Netherlands. Could have been 6 or 7 already.
Well, it could have been. Scotland could have had 1 or 2, of course, from Lee Wilkie in set pieces, but the Dutch really are on fire at the moment. They've obviously been stung, like we said before, but they've got great pace for going forward. Scotland had to push men forward to try and get a goal back, leaving space at the back. And the Dutch pace and the Dutch skill really has exploited that, but you're going to give chances like that away. They missed them on Saturday, of course, did Holland at Hampden. They're definitely not missing them tonight, and they're in no mood to miss them tonight. And the VAR with that lovely ball through for Van Nistelrooy for his second and Holland's 4th of the match. But Scotland have to make sure now that they don't lose this match 5 or 6 or 7-0, because that really would rub salt into the room. They don't deserve it really after Saturday, but they have to keep their discipline and keep their heads.
Free kick against Reisinger for the check on McFadden. As if it'll be a very good Euro finals. Portugal, the host nation, France in magnificent form at the moment. Germany and Italy there again. The Czechs in stupendous form in qualifying. Rinus Michels, the Dutch coach of York, enjoying it. And he used to preach total football. Fletcher in. Couldn't beat the first man. Second chance. Reisinger down. Andy van der Mede. Van der Vaart. Ray came out with the ball. Fletcher the step over. Needs some help here. Ross. Van der Vaart. 4 against 3. Goes for the chip. Wondering what the Dutch fans have been singing in the last couple of minutes, by the way. I'm reliably informed they're singing in German a message to Bertie Vogts. Bertie, Bertie, you're going home.
Is that the clean version?
I think so.
How's your Dutch anyway? Did you understand what they were saying? You must have done.
It was German.
It was German. German Dutch.
Equally lacking in that as well. I was reliably informed though. McNamara switched across to the left in the second half. Naismith and Ross on the right. It's Ferguson trying to set Kevin Ray away. Came here with such high hopes. And still they could yet face one of the most potent scorers in European football at this moment in time. 10 goals in 12 games for Bayern Munich. Roy Mackay this season.
It's amazing when you've still got Pierre van Hooydonk on the bench, and as you say, Kluivert on the bench as well. Mackay as well. I mean, it's unbelievable strike force that they have. It's unbelievable players that they have, and they are living up to that billing now. They are living up to the great tag. They have underachieved. Holland, no doubt about that. Didn't go to the World Cup in 2002. Of course, neither did Scotland, but Martina's ranked 5th in the world. They're the competitions that they should be in. They're not there, but they're definitely going to be in Portugal now.
How could you ever back them in a tournament, though, Terry? Because they do shoot themselves in the foot so often. Self-destruct, I think you said in the first half.
Yeah, because there's lots of big egos, there's lots of big-name players here. They all feel they should be getting a place. There's obviously going to be tension amongst the squad, but there's no doubt about it. Like people like Van der Vaart, who's a mere spring chicken, really, only 20 years of age in this team, and he's got undoubted skill. We haven't seen the best of him in this match yet, and I hope we don't from Scotland's point of view. But they have undoubted talent, and it's just about getting the right blend. And at least he's kept Dick Abercorn on a job now for I don't know how long, but he hasn't got to quit now, or he may feel that he would like to quit. I don't know. The Dutch press were talking around that today, that even if Holland were to win today, that he might just walk out because of the pressure, because of the press, and because of all the criticism he's had. But that remains to be seen. But they're well on their way now to a comfortable victory.
The name in the frame here to replace him in some parts, Wood Hullet, who has involvement with Dutch youth international football at this moment in time. Good ball. The eyes have it. Vote still concentrating. Baumer. Van Nistelrooy. It's scuffed it wide to Overmars.
Well, there's always a gamble playing Gavin Ray then because of his lack of games and lack of match fitness. But I think he's done himself a power of good really on the right-hand side. He's got himself in good positions here. The fact that Scotland not had much of the ball in good areas and they're just lacking that sort of quality service that they had on Saturday to their strikers. But you have to say, well, the Dutch have really raised their game. Not so much Scotland have lowered theirs. The Dutch have raised their game because they've had to, because of the crowd, because of the press, because of their manager, because of all the comments, all the criticism and the fear of losing as well. And it's an impressive Dutch team now. They've been flexible, they changed their system, they changed their shape, and they've got terrific pace.
Davids, we're talking about the versatility of Cocu. Davids, left side defender, central midfield, left midfield. Here he is taking a throw in. To Baumer, who can play centre back, left side, a defence as well. Schneider has been magnificent all night.
I think that's what they call total football, isn't it? You can play every player can play in virtually any position. And I think the way that the Dutch have been brought up, they are sort of bred to do that. Really, they are very comfortable in every position.
Well, not for the first time. Fallon has been stopped in his tracks. Reisiger was the offending player. 4 yellow cards to Scottish players: Ferguson, Presley, Dickhoff and Naismith. 2 for the Dutch: Van Nistelrooy and Davids. Crawford, Fletcher, Schneider. Davids to Overmars. Looks to me as if Kenny Miller could be coming on for Scotland any moment now, the Wolverhampton Wanderers striker. Short of games this season after his hernia operation in the summer. Scored against Germany away rather famously. Overmars. Fallon, blocked by Reisiger. Oh. Here goes Terry's former Motherwell youngster again. That's a magnificent ball, looking for Crawford. The edge of the penalty. David's got back at him. And Crawford looks to the referee because he quite clearly feels Baumer held him down. Nothing was given. Look for the same player again, Crawford. Burr was back. Baumer clears. Overmars. Davids, they've so often, Terry, they've been found in so much space in there. This is Van Nistelrooy. Van der Vaart making the run. Presley behind him. Van der Mede awaits in space. McNamara blocks. So often they've found the room.
Well, they have found the room. You know, Scotland have had to push men forward. They're taking chances, and it must be a nightmare really looking at the Dutch benches for who they might bring on or possibly bring on. But Scotland have to get their act together and keep their heads and keep going. They have to make sure they don't lose any more goals or lose discipline as well.
Miller, who's gone against Germany, was in the home game, of course, is about to come on. And McCann is the man who's going off for him. Make of his performance like Neil McCann of Southampton?
Well, he was turned when Schneider scored the goal. Neil McCann was turned by Schneider, and Schneider ran through and scored the goal, so he's just tucking in the left-hand side. He's played in two positions, really, not had the best of games tonight. He's a willing runner. He's a good player on the left flank and coming inside, but pushed through the middle in the second half because he just had to, really. But Scotland going 4 up, it looks like they've got Gavin Ray on the right-hand side. They've got Miller, McFadden and Crawford now, so it's definitely 3 strikers, and they have to go forward.
Love to score against Dick Advocat. He feels he wasn't really given a chance by the Dutchman when he was manager at Rangers, and Miller was a player at Ibrox, and down up to Wolves on loan initially. Ferguson. Now, Scottish fans you can hear singing in the stadium. 4-0 down. Seedorf about to come on for Holland. Davids. Beyond Ray. Crowd loved it. Van Nistelrooy. Davids has already made up that room. Now the wrong side of 30, still with a great motor on him. Overmars. Keep it in. Corner kick. Had a big influence on the game, Mark Overmars, right from the start.
He has, and it's a test for Maurice Ross, really, against him. But that's the case when Holland move the ball very quick. This man Overmars is very quick and very sharp. And a lot of the time, if they do shift the ball quickly from flank to flank, they leave one-on-ones, and Scottish fullbacks have to do their jobs and do their jobs well.
Schneider will take the corner kick. De Boer! It's crushing. No longer are Holland stumbling and shuffling towards Portugal. They are on the march. Another set piece, another header, another goal for Holland.
Rather soul-destroying for people like Stephen Freddy to concede a goal like this. He's unmarked. I think it's Maurice Ross is the player. Now it's Gavin Ray who's been picking him up. The free header, simple ball in towards the near post. And Holland have only put 4 men into the box, really. And one of those 4 found his mark, found the ball, found the back of the net as well. He's pleased about that. Overmars is pleased about that. Holland are delighted. It's 5-0 now. It's a big test for Scotland. We've got 25 minutes of the match left. On this mood, and with the substitutes that Holland could possibly bring on going forward, you wonder what the scoreline might be, but it's all about pride now from Scotland's point of view. It's all about pride and passion, and if they are going to finish this game, at least try and give the fans here that have made it across the North Sea some sort of consolation.
It's his own nightmares, Frank de Boer playing in this stadium for Holland. He missed the penalty in the Euro semi-final shootout against Italy. We bumped into him the following morning in an Amsterdam cafe, absolutely heartbroken.
It wasn't a coffee house, was it?
No comment. It's a goal kick to Scotland. Clarence Seedorf. I mean, a minute ago we had a shot at the bench. There was Cliver, there was Seedorf, and there was Mackay there.
Will he not smile, Big Africa? I mean, I can't believe it.
They have had discussions down there, we're told, as to who's going to come off. They've eventually decided it's going to be Baumer to come away. 5-0, the Dutch lead. Biggest victory against Scotland. De Boer looking for Reisiger. Van der Meijden, Van der Vaart in there. Van Nistelrooy! Hat-trick! 6 of the best for Holland.
simplest of tap-ins from albeit about 8 yards from Van Nistelrooy, but as soon as Scotland won or lost the ball in their right wing position, Holland played the ball out, good transference of ball across, Reitziger, good ball out here towards the right flank, Van der Meijden, cut back, there we go, doesn't hit it right, Brad Douglas goes to ground too soon, too early, and the ball just bounces, here he hits the ball into the ground, bang, up and over, strikers will tell you they're not really bothered how it goes in the back of the net, not about style, it's about putting it in the back of the net, and it's about the finish. That's really rubbing salt into Scotland's wounds now.
Well, they've made the substitution. Seedorf is on for Holland. Bauman's the man who's made way for him. Congratulated him before he'd entered the field of play. A great hug from the manager. Overmars. Koku, who's gone to left back, De Boer, and Reitziger, who's come into centre back, and Seedorf's gone to the right side of the defence as they manoeuvre, rotate once again. McNamara. Van der Meijden. Please, not again.
Well, they're ramping now, aren't they? I'll tell you what, it's another corner. They scored from the last corner. I guess just about 2 minutes since the last goal, and they scored that goal 2 minutes before the other one. Here's a short one.
Schneider. Missed out Van der Vaart. Away by Ray. Look at the space. Van Nistelrooy. Deflected.
There's the chip and a lovely ball from Seedorf. It was Van Nistelrooy all the time in the world here. Tries to pick his spot. I think it just catches the backside or the back of Lee Wilkie, goes behind for a corner. And this is the side that Holland scored their 5th goal from a corner, whipped in. Schneider whipped it in again. Frank de Boer put it in the back of the net.
Schneider with it too long this time, and indeed Koku was pulling back on his man. He's had an outstanding game, Schneider, and before that we just saw a close-up of Van der Vaart, the new generation of Dutch talent. I wonder if they've finally laid tonight the Bertie Votes hoodoo over Holland. It goes back to 74. Schneider took a tumble there, just inside the Dutch half, and has gone down holding his head. Van der Sar will get this out. Referee was very close to that. He was running with one of the Scottish players. There's McFadden having a look.
I would take that off because it's well worth watching. It's not well worth watching for these supporters who have paid a lot of money to come across. It's 6-0, just about 20 minutes of the match still to go. It's not pleasant watching Overmars coming onto the pitch. And this is all getting a drink as well. McFadden, well, it's not nice for the coaches to watch now. They're trying to get their team going, trying to get a bit of discipline, trying to keep Scotland going, and they definitely don't want any towels being thrown in now, but 6-0 is a doing.
So Tommy Burns there with him. The Scottish management is safe. When you think of the progress made by the under-21 side through to the playoff finals as well. A lot of good work is going on there.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, you know, look, 6-0 is a bit of a drubbing, but you think of what happened on Saturday, there's lots of things to think about, and the future of Scottish football is good in my opinion because of the young ones that are coming through under Rainer Bonhoff and Morris Malpass and them 200. They didn't make the tournament. The seniors aren't going to make the tournament, but certainly have come a long way. Now it's all about preparation for Germany in 2006. The draw's in a couple of weeks. We'll have to see what happens for Scottish football in that one.
Biggest win by some distance in the second management spell of Dick Advocat. Fletcher. Bannon away. Seedorf got back at him. First man to win the European Champions League or Cup with 3 clubs, Clarence Seedorf. Wilkie. Overmars thumps it away downfield.
Is that a small? Is that a small then? Almost a small. Good enough.
Fletcher's free kick. See if we could get that on slow motion just to check whether or not it was.
I think you should put it in a time capsule and capture it for posterity.
Presley strong in the challenge. Rama sitting there, his job done. Mudonk in the background. He plays his football in Turkey with Fenerbahce. Hiddink is here as well, possible future Dutch international manager. Dutch fan said to me today he hopes that Hiddink will be their manager, not for Euro 2004, but for the World Cup that follows in Germany. Seedorf. Overmars pulling away from his man into space. One of the stories of the night. They played at cruising pace as the game has gone on after a lightning start. They tore into Scotland. Attitude shown with a dust-up in 3 minutes between Van Nistelrooy and Barry Ferguson, setting the tone for Dutch passion and commitment. Seedorf, Schneider, Kluivert, switch feet, good save in the end.
That's the kind of interplay that we've had from this match so far. Overmars there feeding Kluivert, just jinked the ball, got out of his feet, little dink there towards the far post. Douglas going to just parry it wide, really, just got his feet wrong there, tried to get it across with one dive, and then decided that he could move his feet and get across and put it away for a corner, but comfortably passing through the Dutch defence here, got a corner.
Overmars to Schneider. From the far wants it at the near post, he's gone for it in the bar! Well, he's made a couple. He scored the opening goal of the night. He might have got another one there. Schneider, what a game for him. This is Van der Vaart. Jackie McNamara will bring it away. No, he won't. That was a weary clearance in the end. Schneider, what a night he's had.
Yeah, we'll watch this delivery here. I'm not too sure if he's going to go for a bit like Luis Figo, really. Decides to put it into an area and floods back off the crossbar. Great delivery. What a right foot he's got.
When you think of the Van der Vaart header that went wide in the first half.
Schneider's shot as well.
Went wide. Douglas' save from Van Nistelrooy in the first half. Could have been a cricket score. Not an England one, I hasten to add, after the evidence of the first one there.
It's the worst ball he's hit, I think, Schneider, all night. Straight into the wall.
Only 19. And proof that the Ajax Academy is still thriving.
But you have to say, it's good team selection from Abakar at the end of the day. With all the people to choose from, we picked Schneider, and I don't think even Dick Abakar could have believed the contribution that Schneider has made in this match.
Davids. Flores moved forward into the midfield area. Baku. To go back to Van der Vaart. Schneider.
That's 2 mistakes. Perhaps they're picking holes now.
Nice to go again. make it look effortless. Koku, deserving player really over the years. Seedorf again, absolute acres. Van der Vaart, deflected in the end of Van der Meijden, who was standing in an offside position anyway.
You sort of wonder what's going to happen here with Van der Vaart gets it on the edge of the area. It is deflected by Van der Meijden, who was in an offside position. But it's weary now for Scotland. They've still got 7 or 8 minutes left of the match. And obviously the game's well gone for Scotland now, but 6-0, keep it at that if you can. And make sure nothing even worse happens, because 7-0 is obviously a lot worse as well. But full credit to the Dutch, they're going towards Portugal.
30, will he get another chance of making a major finals, I wonder? Fadden, superbly done. Deflected away, went off Reisiger.
It was good play from Scotland, good play from Ross as well, who spread the play out towards McNamara. Went it, I think it was Seedorf 2v1 with McFadden on the left-hand side. Good ball in from McFadden, which was deflected for a corner. I think that was going straight through to Kenny Miller. For some consolation for Scotland, but at least they've kept going. At least they've persevered, and it's all about learning now. It's all about experience for Germany.
Fletcher with the corner kick. Wilkie was in there, impeded the goalkeeper. Okay, you're 6-0 up. You're heading for a European Championship final. Is there really any necessity?
No. Bit of a Dutch handbag there. Oh, there's a smile. Look at that. Look.
Was it a grimace? I'm not too sure.
Well, I think it was a smile. He's got a smile now, surely, because it's been a comfortable victory in the end. All the worries, all the scares for Holland, all the fears about not going and missing their second successive major football championship has been eradicated in style tonight. And couldn't have asked for a better start to the game. We couldn't have asked for a better first half. But it's been good in the second half. 6 goals, some quality finishing in there, and just a powerful, powerful display.
Overmars. Witz. Outstanding Schneider. Van der Meijden. The one with plenty of time on his hands. Still only 24, Van der Meijden. Seedorf, only 27, since he's been around for eons. Won everything as a teenager. You could win as a club player. Davids. Overmars again. And Ray doubling up. Davids to Kluivert. All got a little bit forgetful. Presley cuts one away to Ray. The ball made it his very easily. This is Koku. Van der Vaart on the edge of the penalty area. Kluivert in there as well. Ross blocked.
He can do now, I don't think, really. The last 3 or 4 minutes to corner Scotland. But time, they've had to chase the ball a lot of this match. They've had to reorganise, they've had to pick the ball out the back of the net 6 times, of course. They have been chasing shadows. Holland have been rampant tonight. Very, very good, very impressive.
Kluivert awaits. The ball in there as well. Van der Vaart walks between the two of them. I wonder if he'd have started the ball if it hadn't been for the thigh injury. I guess we'll never know. Rap Douglas's ball to Crawford. Certainly on this form, they will be a major threat to anyone in Euro 2004. Seedorf. Was Oliver Muddle. This is Overmars. Scotland weary, crestfallen. rousing reception for the Dutch anthem. Ferguson. This is Miller. I think there'll probably be a couple of minutes of stoppage time for Scottish fans to endure. Blocked by Seedorf. Seedorf. This is the longest Scotland have gone without conceding a goal. Their best spell defensively in the game. Van der Vaart!
Well, do you think that possibly should have been 7-0 there? Van der Vaart not on the score sheet yet. He's helped with one goal. Good bit of interplay here. Seedorf coming inside, laying it to Van der Vaart. Swivels on his left foot, trying to slew it in the top corner. But puts it about a foot over the bar. Good balance, good poise, but not quite the finish really that the build-up deserved.
Free kick goes Kluivert's way. Schneider. Kluivert sidesteps Prezi. Oh, that's a lovely effort.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't get much backlift on this shot, but look at just comes inside here. Not much of a backlift, but what a bit of power there. Pushing far wide as well. They've had quite a few efforts on goal. I wouldn't mind seeing the stats on this one, but the real stats that matter, 3 goals in each half, 6-1 on aggregate.
Dutch fan in the uniform of a little general. It's the nickname the Kaptakar was given many, many years ago. Personally claiming that Kluivert used an elbow. But it's a conversation, not exactly a full-blown row. I think he lost a tooth there along the way somewhere. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got it in his hand.
Did he dig that out of Kluivert's elbow?
Kluivert's gone off to get some sort of treatment.
Probably got a hole in his head now.
Scotland on the attack. McNamara from McFadden, and away off Cocu. When you look at it as a manager, Terry, as you are of course now, at this late stage when your team is 6-0 up, I think you still look for attitude, don't you? Philippe Cocu is 33 years of age, and he's still got back there.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't probably watch him now. I've been in the dressing room. 6-0 down. No, he wouldn't. I mean, Scotland have kept going very, very well at the moment.
Fletcher with the cross.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good point, Jonathan. I mean, they have got a lot of older players here, experienced players here in the Dutch side, along with the youth that have come in and have done very, very well. Van der Vaart and Schneider and Boma. But they have players there. I mean, you can say, not that particularly old, but I'll tell you what he does. He puts a shift in, he puts the work in.
Fletcher with the cross. Scotland are out of the European Championships. They came to Amsterdam with such high hopes after Saturday, but a hat-trick from Ruud van Nistelrooy, the opening goal of the night from the magnificent Schneider, and efforts from Oyer and De Boer in the second half crushed those hopes, turned the dream into a nightmare. Orange balloons fill the air. A party atmosphere belongs to the Dutch tonight. And Dick Advocaat stays in a job and stays on course for Portugal 2004 as they have beaten Scotland 6-0 and 6-1 on aggregate.
That's nearly all.